South America had stopped in Key West. His papers cleared, give more provisions. But turn to the left here, look to your right, or Seaport Harbor today. It's full of commercial fishing vessels. Back in the heyday of shipping, though, we had ocean liners out there, freighters, trawlers, steamships. This entire area was full of sailors, and of course the sailors had a favorite song they'd like to sing, a sea shanty. Also, the area back here is a bight, B-I-G-H-T. A bight's an area of water protected on three sides by land. Makes for a very safe harbor out of it. Look to your right, the schooner Western Union. Remember, we talked about those wooden schooners before? Those tall masts are made out of Norfolk pine on the schooner at the Western Union. Their flagship here, built in 1939. It goes out every night. But you can imagine now, all the bars here in town, how tough they used to get and rowdy when the sailors come here to Key West. Been out at sea months at a time. The bars would get pretty rough. Across the street was the toughest bar in the Florida Keys. Allegedly, was a Red Door Saloon, the left-hand side of the train there, a big two-story white building with a red trim. The saloon was you folks coming across here? Red Door Saloon was so tough it was called the Bucket of Blood Saloon by local police here. You know who they are, right? They say that bar back there was so tough, you walked into it, the first thing they did, it would frisk you for a weapon from head to toe. But if you didn't have a weapon, they would give you one so you could defend yourself when the fight broke out. Yeah, that's what they say, you know, and they are. And right now we're on Caroline Street. Our favorite son here in town, Mr. Jimmy Bucket, wrote a song about a lady over here, a woman over here on Caroline Street going a little bit crazy. Shrimp were discovered here in Key West accidentally back in 1949. When a stripper left the nets in the water overnight, the next day he brought them up and they were full of shrimp. At that time they figured out the Key West shrimp feed at night. Something about the water so clear and your eyes are so sensitive, the Key West shrimp can't go out in the daytime, they have to go out and feed just at night. At one time we had 500 shrimp boats in the harbor back there. You see, theoretically, you could walk shrimp boat to shrimp boat to shrimp boat across the harbor and never touch the water. But of course, they overdid it here. Everybody in the world came to Key West to be a shrimper, and he did it for about 30 years every single day, and then finally shrimped out about a 50 square mile area around here in Key West. All we have left now is just a couple of shrimp boats lifted up on Stock Island. You ready for another captain's walk here on the right-hand side of the train? It'd be a big white house on the right-hand side, like I said, built by Mr. William Curry, the Curry Mansion. You see the little captain's walk at the very top up there. That mansion was built by William Curry in 1910. It's still a guest house today and a museum. My favorite story of that house back there is the cook who used to work there, Aunt Sally, back in 1915, found the recipe for key lime pie. Here on my left, this three-story green White House where Dr. Robert Joseph Gates Porter was born. Remember he found a cure for yellow fever? He was born in the back room there in 1847. He died in the same room he was born in 80 years later in 1927. Now the poet Robert Frost came to Key West in 20 straight winters to see his friend Jessie Lee Porter, who lived here on my left, this greenhouse with a white trim. But Mr. Frost didn't stay with her in her house. He stayed in his old little Robert Frost cabin down the lane, right past the house. It's a little green cabin down there. It's a Robert Frost cabin. He won four Pulitzer Prizes for poetry here. Also on my left is white building. Here is Kelly's Restaurant, owned by actress Kelly McGillis. She's in the movie Top Gun with Tom Cruise. It's also, according to the sign there, birthplace of Pan American Airways. That company is founded by one trip. They sold their first overseas ticket right there, 1927. On the left, giant million-gallon cistern built by the Navy, large concrete structure here. Being Navy base, they couldn't afford to run out of running water. They built that million-gallon cistern, trying to fill it up every year during hurricane season. On the right, James Audubon Gardens. Mr. Audubon painted the birds of the Florida Keys.